Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the Carver Conservation Commission meeting for Wednesday, September 16th, 2020. On the agenda, we have no appointments or discussions. Is that correct? Nothing's come up, right, Brooke? Okay. No business. We have two COC requests. We have 307, 307A Tremont Street, DEP SE 126-514.
Okay, that was for the Church of the, Church of the Lords, or Church of the, on Tremont Street, I can't remember the name of the church. But anyway, the COC was for an amended order of conditions. Remember we put the trailer up?
Right.
He amended his original order of conditions, which was for the septic and a little bit of work on that house. And
Yeah.
then he amended it and added the trailer to it. So this is basically just to close that up.
Okay, this is just past New England Farms,
Yeah.
that church,
Yeah, I
okay.
can't remember the name of the church. I can't-
The bridge,
The
Well,
bridge.
Church of the Bridge, yeah.
just the bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah, because I think somebody's, gonna be doing something else, so we need to close that.
All right, so that's
So
fine, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Make a motion, we approve the COC request for 307, 307A Tremont Street, DEP SE 126-514.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the COC request for 307, 307A Tremont Street. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Passes 4-0. 169 Plymouth Street, DEP SE 126-299.
Okay, I looked that up, that's the condos. The condos right at the church, right near the,
Oh, the church,
Yeah.
that's Meg,
and,
okay.
What happened was the original owner left, and the new person has it now, the new person bought it. But the original person who had it already had COC. So in other words, the new person said to me, we definitely need a COC. So I looked at it all and they already have a COC. So I went out the other day and they have the posts up and everything, but we had already given a COC, after the first person left.
So do we not need to do this?
We don't need to,
All right,
it's done.
then we won't. Okay, yes, very easy. Next up on the agenda is the minutes of September 2nd. So I've read them, but if others haven't,
Yeah, I have to.
we'll give you a minute.
Everybody's ready, I'll make a motion to approve them as written for
I'm not
September
ready.
2nd. I said when everyone's ready, Jim.
The one thing I might say on this, on page 3, in the third paragraph, under the continued hearings, Mr. Fletcher, I think he goes by Alan, not Al.
Oh, Morrissey Drive, okay.
Where you getting that?
Third paragraph, page
Okay,
3.
first page.
Mr. Al Fletcher, I think he goes by
That's
Al.
Alan.
Yeah, so
He
just,
spells it the same way I do too, Kelly.
I'm finished at this point.
okay. So anyway, that's the only thing that I saw, I think just for, that's how he introduced himself, and I think that's how he signed in, so it should be Alan.
Okay.
All right, is everyone,
I'll make a motion to approve as written with that change.
Second.
all right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of September 2nd with the correction noted. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passed 4-0-0. All right.
So
I lick my finger to turn the page. All right, so our next thing is a hearing at 7:15, so we do have,
We can do a continued one, there's no time for
That's
Oh,
right, we
okay.
can Bring the
I mean, we
continued
do,
hearing right in.
3:19?
Heather's if you want to.
Well, yeah, is Alexandria here?
Yeah,
Oh,
Alexandria, why don't we
okay,
do that one?
let's do that.
all right.
All right, so we'll do 3 Alexandra Lane, the continued hearing.
All right, these, wait.
Hiya.
Board with Kelly Carver. Your real plan.
Oh, you got it?
Thank you very much.
I'm just giving out a book.
Thank you.
This is from, oh, you did. I know, thank you.
I know what the orange stands for now, or
All right, I don't have to read this again. It's 3 Alexandra Lane, continued hearing from the 2nd of September.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm thrilled to see this. This is exactly what we asked for originally. It makes so much difference when you put things in perspective.
Well, that's the thing. Heather reached out to me after her last meeting, and I did a little investigating and saw kind of what
Sorry, Art,
happened. There were
Art, I can't hear
You
you.
can drop that down, we're
Yeah,
60.
various screenshots and photos and back and forth, and the pool people weren't getting anything really to scale. Had an old copy of the original site plan. Heather had this property reflagged by Brad Holmes, which I guess a couple of you have been out and looked at. So we now have a plan to scale with the wetlands, the 65-foot no work zone, 100-foot buffer zone. The pool will fit outside of the 65-foot buffer with a 3-foot apron on the front and the back and a 5-foot apron on the sides. And what I've suggested to them is to kind of finish off the project would be like a 15-foot wide strip of lawn around the back edge of it. 300 square feet of it is in the 65-foot buffer zone, but it's all barren ground there. There's no trees to come down, and it'll just dress up the project and make it look like a backyard and really finish the project off. So that's where we're at. It's all to scale now, and we know everything fits. And
Can I ask where the fence is going?
The fence is going around the perimeter of the property.
Right around the property or around the pool itself?
Property,
And then through the back also?
yes.
So there'll be fence into the 65 or not?
If it's going around the property, it will go right through the wetlands, is that correct?
No, it wouldn't even come close to the wetlands.
Maybe will it follow maybe the erosion controls? Would that would be?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question.
I don't have it in front, a copy of it in front of me. The fence will go, sorry,
Just directly around the pool or around the whole yard?
Sure,
it's gonna go around the yard. So here's the pool, so the fencing, I mean, we have to like a small piece here. And then here's the shed, so it'll tie into the shed and it'll come this way. So it's only gonna be around the pool area, so it's not even gonna go, the wetlands are over here. It's gonna be for the pool, like coming around like this.
Okay,
So if you finish that off in grass, the fence will come along, so will the fence more or less run that erosion control line? Or the fence, you'll have grass outside the fence as well as inside the fence?
Yes, from what, if I can mentally picture that the right way, yeah.
yeah, I think what she's saying is that it would probably connect across the diagonal of the erosion control.
Okay. So there'll be grass outside of that fence?
No, not really. The grass would be inside the fenced
Mhm.
area,
Okay, so the fence will be
Yeah.
within the 65?
right,
Okay,
portion of it, yeah.
that's okay, okay.
what kind of fence is it gonna be?
Chain link?
Would have to be to satisfy for the pool,
Yeah, in the pool, right?
so at least
Okay,
it'll flow, and all you're gonna have as far as the ground is gonna be is the 2-inch piece of pipe. Actually, I think the sections will be probably thinner than that, which is better than a 4x4 post.
Do you think there should be a space?
Why would you wanna, it's chain link. What can,
I don't know.
but it's such a small area.
it's, yeah, and it's not cutting off access.
Right.
It's going around the corner. What we're talking about is generally in fences within the buffer zones that we make allowances for wildlife, to maneuver, to go back and forth. So
In case the frogs want to take a swim.
Well, no, but raccoons and
Raccoons, make
Yeah.
great pets.
yeah, well, like, they might want to wash their apples in the
You never
pool.
know.
So, but in your case, the fence is going to make a left-hand turn, so it's really, they'll have to walk around it as opposed to not being able to get where they need to go. So, that doesn't really concern me too much.
That's different than the one we had, the one, I think it was Godfrey's, near Godfrey's Circle.
Right, with the,
He came in, yeah, and we had him.
well, he was
Right.
fencing his whole yard and a huge amount of property in the back with
He was
wetlands.
right
Right.
near the woods and, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
that was different.
no, I'm not too concerned about this. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for getting this done. And I sort of want to apologize too that we didn't kind of give you a better direction the first time around.
Thank
So that
you.
you had to come back, but.
Thank you.
But this is exactly what we needed, and I think it kind of, it makes things a lot better and a lot clearer, and I don't think that there's any problem with it.
Thank you.
All right, so,
Anybody else? No? Want a motion to close the hearing?
all right, I'll accept a motion to,
Did you have a comment, Jim? No?
No.
Dan?
and there aren't any butters.
No, other than say they shifted things around and made things clearer.
Yeah, much better.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we close the hearing for 3 Alexandra Lane, NOI DEP SE 126606.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and second to close the hearing for 3 Alexandra Lane. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. All right.
Make a motion to approve the NOI for 3 Alexandra Lane, DEP SE 126-606.
All right, it's been moved and second to approve the NOI for 3 Alexandra Lane. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Now, is this going to need a variance?
Yes, it is, because of the little area going in.
I make a motion, we approve a variance for 3 Alexandra Lane as drawn for DEP SE 126606 with the following conditions: that the grass be allowed within that 65, that the fence pretty much follow the contour, I guess, of the erosion control. Yeah, no more than the erosion controls. Less is fine. And that we put 2, what's that distance? Yeah, maybe 2 wetlands markers, one at each where the wetlands intersect the fence.
Yes, right, outside of the
One
fence.
here and one here.
On the wetland side of
On
the
the
fence.
wetland side of the fence, they're just little posts with a tag on it that says, this is wetlands, don't come back here. So they don't even, we'd be asking you for 2, one outside the fence here and one outside the fence here, so it wouldn't be inside your yard, or wherever you put your fence. If the fence is like this, then then the post would go just beyond the fence,
Okay.
not in your yard, but
And you
just
get them
beyond
from
the
Brooke.
fence.
Okay, I was
Get
gonna
them
say,
from
who
Brooke.
helps me with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the little plaques.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all I got.
All right, is that it for
That's a
conditions?
motion. Any more conditions? That's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to grant the variance for 3 Alexandra Lane with the conditions as explained. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? All right, it's approved.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you
Alan.
for doing this extra work.
Thank
It
you.
made it so much easier.
Yeah, it really
Thank
did. And it's going to be 37 degrees on Saturday.
Yeah, but this is the only time the pool company
I know.
can get in there.
I know.
Thank you.
Great view.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Heather.
All right, now we are at 7:15. So we can go back to the new hearing. Plymouth Street. Do we have an DEP number on this, on Plymouth Street?
Yeah, 126605, right?
60, must be 60.
126-0605.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
right here.
okay,
It's
yes,
on
we
my
do. I'm sorry,
sheet.
we do, I think it was, we didn't have it. Oh, yeah, right here.
It's on here.
Okay.
It's not on yours? It's on mine.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on there. Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Okay. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, MGL, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw, that a public hearing will be held at 7:15 PM on Wednesday, September 16th, 2020, in Meeting Room 1 at the Carver Town Hall to hear the notice of intent submitted on behalf of the Town of Carver Board of Health for the installation of a water main in Plymouth Street. The work will involve the crossing of an existing culvert that conveys flow from Muddy Pond Brook under Plymouth Street. The work is within the 100-foot and 60-foot, 5-foot buffer to bank land under a water body/waterway, bordering vegetated wetland, and bordering land subject to flooding and within the riverfront area associated with Muddy Pond Brook. A variance from the Carver Wetlands Protection Bylaw is required. The project is located on Plymouth Street, Carver, Massachusetts. No referenced map and/or lot number within the street. All interested parties are invited to attend.
That's all we got?
Okay, hi.
Do you have your green cards?
No, I don't have them. I think they were emailed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, how do we have proof that the abutters got notified? If there's no green card?
Did you email me like the picture of the?
Yeah.
Do you remember
I assume,
when?
Connie, you are an abutter to this?
Yes, I am.
Were you notified?
I was not notified. I don't believe any of the abutters were notified.
I'm gonna make a motion to
I
continue
actually
this hearing.
I was, but my
You were.
neighbor across the street said they were not.
So we
And
were-
it depends on the length of it too, if it goes up towards,
Goes up towards Hines.
yeah, if it, I live in the corner of Pine City, so anything,
I mean, I do have.
How were you notified?
By letter. It wasn't a certified letter though.
Then we're not, this is not good.
We have the list.
yeah, I'm the last house on there, so I should have expected to be notified.
Is Connie Shea on the list? Cornelia Shea? What's your address, Connie?
148, and then I don't know if 148A or 150 was notified either.
So we just notified the area around the crossing, right? That's where we're supposed to be. And, you know, I mean, obviously, if this is gonna be an issue, we can continue and come back with the notifications, and me and you can follow up.
This is a really big deal.
But what he's saying is he notified the people who were within our jurisdiction, not everybody along the road.
Well, there are cranberry bogs along Plymouth Street.
Are they within 65 feet of?
There are, well, it's a fallow
What do you get for
bog.
that drawing?
I wanna say it's a.
I'm just looking at the,
I mean, typically, you know, you do it within the area where you work,
Across from Heinz Ave, I believe.
unless. But it's certified by the assessor's office, so when you ask for a list for conservation, it's a certified list from the assessor's office. Here, take a look and see. I don't see Connie on there.
If I could see that
Well,
list.
I don't believe I'm within 300 feet of either of the two wetlands.
Can you do me a favor? Can you show me on this what area you're looking at as far as notification goes? Do you have any idea?
I mean, my understanding was we just had to notify the abutters in the vicinity of the crossing over Muddy Brook, because that's the area where the work is going on in terms of what the Concom would be interested in.
There is a fallow bog that they'd be within 100 feet of, a little further up the road.
No, but this is the homeowners.
delineation of 65 or 100,
This one's me.
or 200 for river.
Well, we need that.
Yeah.
And then.
We're gonna have to continue.
Yeah.
But if it's certified by the
The drawing's done
assessor's
right.
office, then that's the list that you're supposed to use.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's certified by the assessor's office, that's pretty much what we go by. So in other words, he's taking the parcel where the crossing is, you know, where.
Right,
So he's doing within 100 feet of that, and that's what the assessors gave him, was that.
but there's no delineation
There's
on the
no
map, there's
delineation
no
of-
wetlands
of
markings, there's no
wetlands on the
200 foot,
plan.
100 foot, 65 foot. There's nothing on the plan.
I'm looking at the page with Muddy Brook, and there's no pink, yellow, or, there's no lines indicating the 65, 100, and because it's a riverfront, 200.
So those could be added.
Okay, so we're gonna have to continue this, and,
Can you get an answer on what we need for the abutters?
Yeah,
well, I think what has to happen is that
it's interesting.
that
It's
any
interesting.
part of the new pipe that is within
100 feet of the-
200 feet of a river or 100 feet of a wetland needs to be indicated on here, and
I agree with that.
those abutters, anybody within that needs to.
But I would argue that this project affects all of Plymouth Street that are gonna be tied into this water line. If we were to say no, and this variance were to fail, then it impacts all these people on this street that are planning on getting town water. Am I wrong, Connie?
You are correct, yes, yeah, absolutely.
So from my standpoint, I would think that the people that are on this abutters list have a voice, or at least an opportunity, to know what's going on here with this variance, because a no vote is affecting a lot of people, not just Muddy River Brook and those immediate abutters. That's just my opinion. I'll certainly defer to the chair.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I'm of the opinion that, again, we go to what is our jurisdiction, and that was anybody who has property within 200 feet of Muddy Brook, up, across Plymouth Street or up the, what is it? What's next to you?
Pines is one.
Right, Heinz Lane.
This affects you, right?
I'm right in the middle of it.
Dan might be more familiar with the fallow bog that sits between 158 and 160 Plymouth Street, and that would certainly fall within the 100-foot buffer zone.
Yeah,
So obviously you're gonna abstain, so what is your
not
opinion? of this?
necessarily.
Right, but I mean, there's Captain Perkins Drive here, and there's nothing that's wet around there, and there are probably 8 or 10 homes there. And I don't see those
Right.
people
Yeah.
needing to come to a conservation.
You have to read it, and,
And is it based on the
That's
whole
what it is.
project as a whole?
I'm sorry, Con?
Is the permission, the variance is based on the project as a whole? Because this is one singular project that's crossing the brook, so is it only within the areas of the wetlands?
That's all we have jurisdiction over. So it's 200 feet either side of Muddy Brook because it's a river, and 100 feet from any other wetland that may be close to Plymouth Street or the other two streets.
Then I would certainly look into notifying the abutters to 158 Plymouth Street where the abandoned bogs are.
Okay, well, I mean,
And
that's.
again, I'd like to get an opinion,
158?
because the pipe starts here and it ends there. And this is where they need the variance for. So if that were to fail, then the pipe doesn't start here anymore and end over here, because they can't get there from here.
Right.
So that impacts that whole area. At least for nothing more than they should have obviously, they should be notified if nothing else. They don't have to show up. We don't certainly expect them to come in and advocate against the variance.
I have a question.
It's interesting.
Because there are other ways to get town water other than from the direction that it's coming from, are we the only ones that should be providing technical support for giving a variance of this, or not, would imply that if we gave the variance, that would mean that there was really no other option other than to put the water line the way it's going. And so
Well,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know-
that was engineered from a cost standpoint as well as from an efficiency standpoint.
And,
Sure.
I mean, and the applicant is the Board of Health. So it's been looked at by the Board of Health. I mean, I'm not sure
And
if
it's
they would
been,
consider other options.
these
but-
guys have crunched numbers, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
there might be another way to get there, but at what cost? Because this is also,
No, I
it's a
know,
town
I know,
project.
there's
and the
just,
line's already there.
and I know we haven't really.
Oh, the line is
here,
already
so
there.
I'll
The
keep my,
line from within the condos are?
I'll keep my comments to myself for now. But there are some not so peripheral issues with the water line, and at the same time not mitigating the reason why the water line's needing to come in the first place. So,
Mr. Chairman, through you.
Yes.
Connie, has this come before planning? Is that?
No, the planning board, I believe, requires the abbreviated notice of intent for any work that might impact wetlands, so they would have to seek approval first.
So this comes here first, then it's gonna go to planning? I'd like to see the delineation on the.
I would like to, yeah, I think we should continue this. I would like to have,
For us to-
I would like to have the delineation of the 65-foot buffer, the 100-foot
and the-
buffer, and the 200-foot riverfront
That's
buffer.
right in our bylaws.
And indicated on the drawings. And I'd also like you to make sure that you check within 100 feet of every other road that this plan is going on, to see if there are wetlands
Okay.
in there. And because that will increase, as far as I think, that would increase your abutters list. Now, we have to talk about the abutters if we're continuing this. Again, our scope is, what is the crossing of Muddy Brook going to do to the surrounding wetlands area? That's all we can look at. That's what we're here for. What impact is it going to have? There's already a road there, there's already a culvert there, so, but, as far as becoming a forum for everyone along the path of this water pipe to come in and use us as their sounding board, that's not what we're here for.
And I have to say, under the state regulations, utilities and that, particularly ones that are in an existing roadway are considered very minor projects. So, the whole lettuce thing, I'm not really sure of. But
Right.
as far as the work for
I'm
impacts
trying
and
to
stuff,
err on the side of caution. that's
yeah,
all.
utilities are.
Right, but again, that doesn't preclude having the drawings done the right way.
No, the drawings have to be
Yeah.
done right, because that's.
And we have to make sure there are no other wetlands anywhere else other than the Muddy Brook Pond.
So I'm gonna have someone walk this, trying to determine if there's any wetlands within 100 feet of
Right, yeah,
the
look at
right-of-way
Cranberry.
line,
Hmm?
the right-of-way line.
Yes, it would be 100 feet of
Help with that, too.
the shoulder, the width of the road.
Brooke can also look it up, I'm sorry.
Can we get a couple more copies of the map?
That's what I also asked, so I said we need to have copies.
When you put the 106, you could give us 11 by 17.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that would be good.
Definitely.
Okay.
Just so we understand where you're going. Actually, you are supposed to have a copy for every member of the conservation.
We kind of hate it when we get the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Okay, so you want the smaller one?
So if you just can give us the
Yeah,
drawing
otherwise
on, like a piece of paper, and
Yeah.
then, some simplified stuff.
Like Heather's.
Yeah, like that.
All right, so I will entertain a motion
I'll
to,
make a motion, we continue the hearing for Plymouth Street, NOI DEP SE 126605 until,
I wanted to ask that.
how soon can you do this?
When's
Our-
the next meeting?
our next meeting is October 7th.
So let me ask you, I need to get someone to actually go out there, hang flags, and shoot them with a GPS, and then offset that line to the numbers you had stated? Yes?
Yes.
You go
Okay.
wherever the water line.
Yeah,
You said your next meeting is when?
October 7th,
And then the one after that
three
would be the
three weeks from
21st.
tonight, I believe.
Is when?
The next one would be the 21st, so
Yeah,
the 7th
let's
of the
continue
20th.
to the 21st.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
All right, so do we have a second? All right, it's been moved and seconded to continue the hearing of Plymouth Street, the water pipe, to our second meeting in October on Wednesday, October 21st. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
So what
we're done.
did we decide about the abutters? Did you decide,
He just told me,
me.
only the ones that are,
Only the ones that are affected
Yeah.
by,
Have to go all the way to Hines Street, all that, there's no.
no, but gentleman is going to look and see if there are other wetlands that encroach on the 100 feet from the right-of-way line of either side of all the roads.
Okay, yeah.
And if there are, then those abutters need to be notified as well.
I don't think it's gonna be contentious anyway, I just think that they deserve to be notified, and.
Right, but again, I don't want to fill the house. with people who are outside.
Is this yours?
So, we're gonna walk all along here, this wetlands within 100 feet of any of these lines.
Yes,
Obviously, the Muddy Brook, we know this was the area.
Right.
And then, we're going to make sure they're notified.
yes, and indicated on your drawings where the
Right, so if you
wetlands
go down
are.
the road a quarter of a mile and you find more wetlands, then the people within 100 feet of that spot need to be notified,
Okay.
Right,
right?
and it could be old bogs, it could be, you know,
And
and,
that'll need to be delineated on whatever drawings you update us with and so forth.
Right, with-
Brooke can help you on the color coding and what we ask for.
Definitely, okay.
Right.
I appreciate that, thank you.
all right, thanks very much.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
See, what's this? It seems to be all signed.
That's all set.
Now, this one I got, I don't know. no-
That's the variance for the pool. This is the COC, that's the variance for the pool.
Doesn't say anything about
Did I
it.
make it original?
No, it did not.
Brooke handed it to me and said, sign this. Rookie,
That's the pool.
that's the pool.
That's the pool, well, there.
And then it's
Okay,
COC.
the rest of the paper that goes with it should accompany it, so that,
I know it,
You
I
know.
just read off the.
yeah, we're just signing something that's like a
I
blank
do have
check.
it,
Well, we trust Brooke, that's all.
that's the one with the file number on it.
Just put down your bank account number on that under your
Yeah.
signature, Jim.
All right, next on the agenda is 3/19 South Main Street, and I believe,
That one's continued because she didn't get her assessor's, her voters list.
We don't have an SE number on that either.
And we don't.
We have a DOT, a DEP
On
number?
that one? we
126.
don't. No, actually, we don't.
Okay,
So we don't have a number on that either. But yeah, that's continued.
this is zipping right
It's
there.
have to be continued to the 7th.
okay, so that's the 7th.
There you go.
Plymouth Street is 1021.
27 Wenham?
We got an ANRAD, huh?
That's another continued.
All right, that's,
Does it continue too? The ANRAD's continued.
yep. So,
IRS continued because they're still trying to decide what they're gonna do, because I gave you Peter Fletcher's report. And when they determined that bog was a wetland bog, they couldn't do solar, but they now whether they even want the property now or not. So they're still,
They can't do solar because of the wetland?
it's not big enough
it's
to
not
make
big
it
enough
pay.
for the dual use.
It has nothing to do with the river going through
What a
the
bunch
middle
of shit.
Yeah. Well, look at Peter Fletcher's report.
Look at
it's pretty
the
obvious.
drawing, look at the peat. Look at the peat on the left-hand side.
I know, it's pretty obvious, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right, so 27 Wenham Road is continued.
And that one will be till the 7th, as far as I know,
This is the Wenham Road, is the 7th?
yeah.
All right, now moving back, we can, are we done?
I think we have it.
We've
We
done the
have
minutes,
the
we've done-
topics not reasonably anticipated.
All right, I think we're wrapped up here.
Motion to adjourn.
Se-
Oh, really?
Second?
Second?
All right, it's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.